Hi and welcome to Priori Digital Studio tutorial. In this video, I will show you how to set up and use your premium family couple budget spreadsheet in the most efficient way. In this video, I'm using Google Sheets, but the Excel version is exactly the same. First thing, we protect most of the cells where there are formulas to make sure that you don't erase any important formulas that could impact the spreadsheet. So if you see, for example, this message, it means you are not supposed to touch it, but don't worry, I'll show you step by step how to prepare your spreadsheet. So if you see this kind of message, just click on the little X or cancel. So the first tab is the currency tab. You only have to enter your currency symbol and you won't have to enter it anywhere else in the spreadsheet. So for example, in my case, I'm in dollars, so I just enter the dollar sign. If you're in euros, you enter your sign. If you are in pounds, you enter the sterling sign, and that's it. The next tab is the bank account tab. In this tab, you will be able to track all your bank account balance. So the first thing you'll want to do is to list all your accounts. Then using the drop-down menu, select your account type, then enter each account starting balance. So I'll do an example here. All the gray cells are automated, so you do not need to write any information. The data are auto-populated from the rest of the spreadsheet. We also added a column for adjustments if needed, and if you double click on the date here, you will see a calendar, so you can enter the last time you checked your accounts to keep track of them. If you are on Excel, you will have to type in this information. If you scroll down, you will see a table where you can enter all the transfers between your accounts. Simply enter the date, the account from which you transferred the money, and the account receiving the money. Don't forget to actually enter the amount. So let's do an example. Just select a date, then an account. Let's say Chase Checkings, and then we'll go to savings and just enter an amount. Here we go. You're all set up. So now let's look at the annual dashboard. This tab will help you see an overall summary of your financial year, but let's keep this one to the end when you understand the overall spreadsheet a little bit better. So the next tab is the annual totals. You do not need to enter any information in this tab. Everything is auto-populated. This tab is also a monthly summary of all your income and expenses. The purpose of this tab is only to help you see your overall yearly spendings in all categories, as you can see here. Then as you can see, you have 12 monthly tabs from January to December. You can start your budget in any month, not necessarily in January. So I'll take the month of March as an example. But the way you fill in the information and your data is the same for every month. So as you can see on the left-hand side at the top of the page, you have all your summary data from the month. You can easily see your total income, total expense, your left to budget, as well as your left to spend. You do not have to enter any information in those cells. Same thing for the blue table here called budget summary. Everything is auto-populated and the only purpose is to help you understand your financial performance. So the aim for this monthly tab is to create a budget based on your estimated income and expenses and make sure that you have enough money to pay all of these expenses. If you have money left at the end of the month, good job. You can use it to pay your debts more quickly or put them towards your saving. But the most important is to keep this concept in mind. So let's now fill in the month of February to see how it works. So as you can see now, we are in February. It's 100% empty, and that's how you will get your spreadsheet. So the first thing you want to fill in to prepare your budget is the income table right here. You can enter the source of your income, your payday dates, the expected income, and then once you receive your income, you write the real amount that you received in your bank account as well as the bank account you will deposit it in. So I will enter information to show you basically how it will look like. All right, so as you can see, I entered all my income for my budget, and then once I get the real amount in the bank account, I can just write the real thing. So let's say instead of $2,700, John received 3,000. I just write it here. Just received 700 as expected. Then let's say 2,500 and whatever. Here we go. And then you just use the drop-down menu to decide which account the money goes in. Perfect. So now we're done for the income. We do the same thing for all the rest of all the other categories: bills, expenses, savings, subscription, and debts. So you want to write your amounts in categories. So again, remember that there's a difference between a budget and your real expense. The budget column is really the amount that you budgeted, so the amount that you're planning to spend. And then the real column will be for the actual money that you spent on every categories. I will explain later how this number will be generated. For now, I will fill in all the information in the budget so you can see basically how it would look like for yours. So now that you have entered all your budget for the month, you will have to scroll down right here to the transaction tracker to track your real expense. So in this table, you will have to enter the date, the amount, and the budget name using the drop-down menu, and again, the account with which you paid for this expense. So again, remember that you first budget, and then once you really make the expense, you track it in the transaction tracker. I will enter a few data so you can see how the sheet is gonna respond. So as you can see, the categories are automatically populated and the graph starts to update. So once you have entered all your data in the transaction tracker, you will see that the green table on the left-hand side at the bottom of the sheet, basically all the categories are classified from the most expensive one to the least expensive one. And then you also have a vision on where and when in the month you spent the most. So in my example, as you can see, on February 15th, I spent about $2,000. You also can see where your money goes with the breakdown right here. So we can see that this month, for example, 35% of the expenses was for car reparation. So now let's go to the Improve My Budget tab. So this tab will help you implement the 50-30-20 rules. The 50-30-20 rules is a budgeting technique that involves dividing your money into three primary categories. 50% is for needs or necessities, 30% is for wants, and 20% to savings and debt repayments. So the first thing that you will want to do in this tab is to choose the month you want to visualize. So you can use the drop-down menu here and select the month. So I'll keep January. Then the data from the monthly tab will auto-populate and in the summary table right here. And you will be able to see all your spendings. If you scroll down below, you can see the same categories as in the monthly tab. So the bills, expense, saving, debts, and subscription. All the categories will be auto-populated. You don't need to write anything, as well as the amounts. The only thing that you have to do is to categorize the expense in either wants, needs, wants, or savings. So let's take an example. Here are my bills. Internet is definitely a need. Life insurance is a need. Life insurance, same thing, is a need. Home insurance, need. Let's take a look at expenses. So groceries is definitely a need. Corporation need. Oh, here I have chocolate, definitely a want. Dollar Tree, a want. Let's go on. So let's go now to the savings. So most of the time the expenses that are in the savings goes into savings and debt categories. So emergency fund definitely a saving. Roth IRA is a saving. 401k is a saving, and car down payment is a debt. Perfect. Now let's go to subscription and do the same exercise. As for the debts, most of them goes to saving and debts. Perfect. Now that you categorize all your expenses, you can scroll up and look at the green table here. So the 50, 30, 20% rule is only a guideline. It doesn't mean you need to follow it exactly. So once you categorize all your expenses in my real budget table, you will see your ratio for each category. So again, if you don't feel like the 50, 30, 20% rule is fitting your lifestyle, you could just change it. Make sure that the total is 100% though. So that would make sense for myself. Then you would be able to visualize your data here in my goal breakdown and your overall real budget. So next is the distribution tab. This tab will help you understand who earns the most money and who spends the most and on what. In this table, the first thing that you want to do is, again, to choose the month that you want to visualize. So in this case, we can take March. Then enter the name of the people who earns and spend money in your family. So let's take an example. We have John and Jess. So most of the data in this sheet is auto-populated, and the only thing that you have to do is to associate the income in the income distribution as well as the expense. So if we scroll down a little bit, we have the income distribution. Again, we need to associate with the right earner. So paycheck John is John, Jess, Jess, and John. Here we go. Then we need to associate the transactions as well with the spender. So all my transactions were pulled from my March month. So let's just associate the spender with the expense. So as you can see, graphs appeared. And here we can see the income versus total expense distribution. So in this example, John earns more, but he also spends more. And then we can see that most of the spendings are done by John, and most of his expense are debts. So now let's take a look at the Smart Calendar tab, where you will be able to see all your monthly bills. In this tab, you only have to choose the year and the month, and you will see all your income, bills, subscription, and debts appearing. So let's just erase this and take an example. So let's just put 2023 and then a month. So as you can see, the data changes. And then you can see all your income, bills, subscription, and debts. And the and the blue date here is today's date. So once you've paid a bill, you simply tick it. This is a paycheck, so this is a bill here. Simply tick it, and as you can see, it appears now in green and is a strike through. So this way you will never forget to pay a bill or an expense. If you want to print this calendar, it's really easy. The first thing that you want to do is just to select all the calendar cells. Then click on the little printer here. Be careful to select selected cells. Then click on landscape. And then you can simply click on next and print it. Here you go. Select your printer, and that's it. So me, I will just cancel it. Oops. Perfect. So now let's have a look at the sinking funds tab. This tab will help you set money aside to reach your goals. So the first thing that you want to do is to list all your money goals. You can list up to 15 sinking fund in this tab. First thing, you have to give your goal a name, then write the amount of money you need to reach that goal, the amount you aim to put aside each month, as well as your starting amount. So let's take an example. Let's say I want to prepare a wedding. My goal is to put aside $10,000. My monthly goal is to put aside toward this goal $250, and I already have saved $500. So I will fill this in to show you how it would look like. So now that I set up all my goals, you can see here that everything is auto-populated. So basically, this will add up what you saved, what you have left to save, the percentage of progression, and how many months left until you reach your goal, as well as the estimated date to reach your goal. So in the contribution tracker on the right-hand side, you will have to track the amount you put aside for your goals and assign it to specific goals. So the first thing that you want to do is to double click on the date. If you're on Excel, again, you need to write it manually. So let's say I put $500 toward my wedding. I just write it here. Then another example, let's say I put aside $50 for a new phone, like this. I will fill this in and then show you how it would look like. So here we go. I filled in a little bit of information, as you could see, all the graphs were changing. So as time goes by, you will see your progression increase. You can easily see how many months you have left until you reach your goal and the date you should achieve this specific goal. So again, you have space for total of 15 sinking fund in this spreadsheet. So now let's have a look at the debt calculator tab. In this tab, you will be able to see all your debts, debt payments, and debt-free date. The first thing that you will want to do is to enter the date you started paying your first debts. So let's put 2022 and select a month, let's say November. Then you will have to choose the repayment method right here. You have the choice between the avalanche strategy, the snowball method, and the custom method. In the avalanche method, you prioritize the debts based on their interest rate. You pay all the minimum payment for all your debts, but you allocate all extra money to the debt with the highest interest rate. This method helps you minimize the total interest paid over time. Then the snowball strategy method focuses on paying debts with the lowest balance first, then progressing to the largest one. Once a debt is paid off, the freed up money goes toward paying another debt, hence creating a snowball effect. If you want to customize which debts you want to pay first, you can choose the custom option and the debt will be treated and analyzed in the order you wrote them in the table below. So let's click on Snowball. You can add extra cash you have freed up that you would like to put toward paying your debts, but of course it's optional only. For an example here, I will write $50. Finally, you need to list all your debts. If you choose the avalanche or snowball strategies, you do not need to bother with the order you write them since they will reorganize based on your chosen strategy. However, if you choose the custom method, you have to write them in order you plan to pay for them. So the first thing that you want to do is enter the debt name, the initial balance, the interest rate, and minimum payment. So let's take an example together. So let's say I have a credit card debt. The initial balance is $5,000, and then my interest rate is 24%, and my minimum payment is $75. So you do the same thing for all the debts. I will fill this in, and you will see how the graph will change. So once everything is entered, the rest of the sheet will auto-populate it by itself. Moreover, if you have some spontaneous money that you want to put toward your debt, you can write it in the overview plus or minus cell, or you could decrease your monthly payment if you need. So let's say I had here $25 extra. Let's say in June I had, I don't know, 300, and I plan to have less money this month. So let's say minus $100. So these amounts will be taken into the reimbursement calculation. So as you can see, all the graph appeared, and you can see all the debt-free dates for your individual debts. And here you can see your initial balance, the total monthly payments, as well as the overall debt paid off date. If you also change the strategy, you will see that those numbers will change. Here we go. Since the repayments will not be exactly the same. The net worth tab will help you visualize your financial worth over time. So the first thing that you will want to do in this tab is to list your assets and liabilities. So as you can see, I filled in some data. I will continue to fill in some data so you can see how the spreadsheet will react. So every month, make sure to add all your assets and liabilities total, meaning that you can just check your bank account bottom line and enter the data. You can also use the bank account tab to help you. So once you have started to fill in the data, the sheet will automatically calculate everything for you. So as you can see at the top, you can see your overall worth as well as your annual growth. And in the graphs, you will also be able to see your net worth over the months and the difference between your assets and liabilities, as well as the asset distribution. Now let's have a look at the investment tab. In this tab, you will be able to forecast your investment and see how much money you could make over a few years. The first thing that you will want to do is to input the start date. So again, just type in the year. In case I will leave 2023, and then you can use the drop down menu to select a month. Let's put February. Then you can select the number of years you would like to forecast your investment. So in my case, I would like to forecast over 10 years. Then scroll down and start listing your investment. Write the name, the initial investment, the annual ROI, and the monthly investment. So let's enter a few data and you'll see how the sheet will respond. So as you can see, all the data appeared. In this overview column, you will see the data for all your investment. You can see the total initial investment, then the capital generated over the number of years that you chose. Then you also have a list of all the individual investment with their performance. If you have extra money, you can also add some punctual amounts. So let's say I put $50 extra in the S&P. I plan to put $100 more in NASDAQ. So this is really important. This tab is not a investment tracker. This tab is just a forecast based on the estimated ROI. We cannot guarantee that you will generate this money. However, it is really interesting and motivating to see how much you could make if you invest some money. So now let's have a look at the challenge tab. This tab aims to track how many days you did not spend money, as well as setting challenges for yourself. So the first section is a no spending challenge. You simply have to enter the number of days that you do not want to spend any money. Then the rest is automated. So you will see the calendar appear. Since I filled in all the spreadsheet for an example, you can see that every days are colored. So let's first put goals for January. So my goal is to not spend any money during 10 days in January. Then February, let's say 10 days. March, let's go crazy, 15, 10, 10, 5, and then let's be bold, 20. Here we go. So in this calendar, the greener, the better. So when you are in this color, deep green with X, it means that you did not spend any money during that day. On the right hand side, you can see your achievement percentage, days without spending. So as you can see, I was above my goal, and it's reflecting in the progression here, or in the percentage. I also have the longest strike as well as the money spent during the month. If you scroll down, you will see a section for custom challenges. So simply enter the name of your challenge. In my case, it's going to be like coffee. So to decrease the amount of coffee that I drink, you will have to write the average cost of each coffee. In my case, let's say I pay about $3 for a coffee. Then enter your usual daily consumption. In my case, I drink and I buy 2 coffee a day. Then simply enter your no spending goals for the month. So let's in January, I don't want to buy coffee for 10 days. I just write 10. In February, I want to stop buying coffee and avoid buying it for 15 days, 15, 20, and so on. So then simply tick the box when you did not spend any money on this specific item. So let's say on the 2nd of January, I didn't drink coffee, the 3rd, the 5th, let's go, here we go. So we'll just fill this in to give you an example. So you will see that all the data are summarized here, and also you can see again the number of days that you did not spend any money on coffees, the progression, so how did you do over your goals, and then the longest strike, as well as the money saved by avoiding buying this specific item. You can also use the forecast feature to estimate how much money you would save over the year. So let's say I buy coffee 5 times a week. It means that if I avoid, or if I do not spend money on coffee 5 times a week, I would save about $780 per year, which is $65 a month. So we hope that this tab will challenge you and motivate you to save some money. So now that you saw the spreadsheet, let's go back to the annual dashboard. You do not need to enter any information in this tab. Everything is auto-populated. This tab is basically a summary of your yearly information. As you can see on the top, you have all your basic information, like how much you earned, how much you spent, your annual saving, left to spend, best saving month, and your biggest expense. You also have comprehensive graph to help you understand your yearly financial performance. The first graph is showing you the income and versus your expense, your annual overall budget, where your money went during the year, as well as the increase of your saving during the year. If you keep scrolling down, you will see a summary of the most important tabs. So in the sinking font, you will see all of them summarized, as well as your overall progression. Then in your debt calculator, you will also see the most important information. So the initial balance, your strategy, as well as your debt-free date. If we keep scrolling down, you will see your overall net worth, as well as the exact net worth and your annual growth. Then you will have a summary of your investment forecast. And finally, at the end, you have your no spending challenge with all the progressions for all of them and how much money you saved by doing all of them as well. So that's it. I hope this tutorial helps you easily set up your spreadsheet. Do not hesitate to reach out if you have any questions or concerns. Follow Priori Digital Studio on Etsy and YouTube for sneak peeks and new templates. Thank you.